right, we're getting ready to start the second half of the second win versus Saint Lunachix bout, the first bout of the evening.
Thanks for joining us, all of you out there in internet land. Once again, for those who are just joining us, my name is Mobile Chernobyl.
And I am T-Rex. We are both of Windy City Rollers. The score right now is second win, 120 to Saint Lunachix 65. It might seem like a big gap in points, but actually that can be made up pretty quickly.
Absolutely. Saint Lunachix could still come back and take this game. It's all up for grabs at this point still. Choco Chanel on the line, jamming for Saint Lunachix up against Dr. Joseph L. Simonis of Second Wind.
And they are off in the second half. Simonis pushing through, having some problems.
Choke tries to take the inside line. That doesn't work, so she races up the outside, jukes to the in, and she is out for lead jammer.
Joe still trying to get out. Joe gets called on a cut. She will be...
Power jam Saint Lunachix. Choke fighting her way through.
Ooh, gets hit out. Strung back by Punk Rotten.
Still trying to fight her way through. Takes a hard fall to the outside from Sassy Squatch, and she comes back around.
Phoebe giving her a little trouble on that one. Trying to take that inside. Phoebe on her again, but she does make it through.
She fights her way through for 5 points, but Simonis is out of the box and on her way back into the pack.
And Joe is out.
Oh, and choke hit to the outside, and she has to call it. Up next, we got Sleazy E jamming for Saint Lunachix up against Mo Vengeance of the Windy City Rollers.
Lunachix closing that gap by just a little bit. Second win not picking up any points on that jam. Scores 120 to 73.
Looks like we got Art of Mischief, Grave Danger, Morgan LaFatal, and Ginger Assassin out on the line trying to help out Sleazy E.
Sleazy E going up against Mo Vengeance.
Oh, and she sneaks through for lead jam Saint Lunachix.
Sleazy E had a nice little break through that pack.
Mo Vengeance about a quarter track behind her. Let's see if she can pick up some points.
Sleazy makes the smart call, picks up 1 point for her team. Windy City does not pick up any points on that jam. Good play by Saint Lunachix.
Molecular Mayhem jamming for Saint Lunachix up against Bloody L of Windy City.
Both teams still have their full packs out on the track. Both jammers trying to push their way up the middle. Elle makes it through first. She will pick up lead jammer.
Mayhem hit to the inside. She's got to come back around and fight her way through again.
Ooh, nice hit on Elle, though, by Saint Lunachix. Looks like
that was Vendetta Vango with the hit on Elle.
Vendetta pushing her to the inside.
Elle sneaks her way back through for 5 points. Molecular Mayhem still trying to fight her way through on that initial pass.
Looks like Punk Rotten's going to the box on a call. Looks like Punk Rotten picked up a forearm call on that penalty.
Mayhem still fighting her way through on that initial pass. Windy City giving her a hard time. She sneaks around the outside, and she's out.
But
she's up on her scoring pass.
Quickly coming up on that pack. Ooh, tries to jump that apex. Calls it off. Both teams not picking up any points on that last bit of the jam.
Show code Chanel Jamming for Saint Lunachix up against Iceberg. Oh, excuse me, Jewel Be Sorry.
Looks like Berg is out there, though, blocking for Jewel, along with Legal Tenderizer and taking down.
We've got one in the box. It looks like that might be Morgan LaFatal. Not sure what that call was. Oh, Choke sneaks her way on the outside. Lead jam, Saint Lunachix.
Grave danger for Saint Lunachix. Had a nice screen on that outside, getting her jammer right through. Ooh, but Iceberg hits her out. Punk and Legal drag her back, and she is stuck behind that 2-wall. Oh, Legal hits out Choke, but gets hit out in return to the outside by one of St. Louis's blockers.
She-Ra Powers giving Jewel Be Sorry a hard time. Oh, Choke hit to the outside, and she gives a fan a lap dance.
Now, I've been hit by Punk Rotten, and it is not fun. St. Louis's jammer goes into the suicide seats.
I think they were pretty excited about it, though. They high-fived her.
Yeah.
And she looks okay. She was smiling on her way back to the bench.
And I don't think anyone spilled their drinks either, so that's a plus.
Sleazy E up against Joseph L. Simonis on the jam line.
Joe trying to push through with some help from Carmageddon. Ooh, gets hit to the out. Cuts in, and Simonis will pick up lead jammer.
Sleazy E still stuck in the back. Getting a little help from Vendetta Vango. Oh, Sleazy E head to the inside. Getting recycled to the back of the pack. And Vendetta Vango going to the box. Didn't see what that call was.
I believe it was her forearm. She'll be in the box for 30 seconds. Joe coming back around.
Sleazy E still on her initial pass. Oh, and Arter Mischief gives her a little help, and she's out on her scoring pass now.
Looks like Second Wind's Carmageddon is in the box for a penalty as well. And Simonis calls it off before Sleazy E could do any damage.
And we're lining up for the next jam. We got Molecular Mayhem jamming for Saint Lunachix up against Mo Vengeance. Vendetta Vango still sitting in the box, but she'll be out soon.
Second Wind also down a blocker. Oh, Mo gets taken back.
Molecular Mayhem still trying to fight her way through, getting a little bit of trouble from Legal Tenderizer.
Oh, Mo gets dragged all the way back almost to the jammer line.
Vendetta Vango back on the track.
Looks like Lunachix picks up lead jammer. Oh, no.
Up, and she's headed to the box for a track cut. Vango going back to the box, and Ginger is at the track. So we'll have three jammers. Or, excuse me, three blockers for Saint Lunachix.
Mo will pick up lead jammer, though.
Vendetta
and the jam is over. It's a rough one for both jammers on that one.
Timeout called St. Louis. Switching to these 30-second penalties is they go fast.
Penalties there.
Score at this point, Second Wind 153 to St. Lunachix 75. 20 and a half minutes left in this second half. The spread is growing, but St. Louis could still come back.
We also want to give a lovely shout out and a happy birthday to Francis Teacher. Happy birthday, Francis. Hope you're having a lovely time here at the UIC Pavilion with us and the Windy City Rollers. Thanks for spending the day.
And I think this one might be around. Thanks for coming out, Chicago's Teachers Union.
So this is a doubleheader this evening. St. Louis versus Windy City. These are the B teams up against each other right now. Coming up is the main event, the Windy City All-Stars versus the Arch Rival All-Stars.
And this is our first home travel team bout of the season. We have a pretty good turnout here at UIC Pavilion.
Artemich is up on the line for Saint Lunachix up against Bloody L.
Both teams down by 1 blocker.
Artemich just hit to the infield, recycled back.
L pushing her way through, trying to get those blockers out of play, and she does, picking up lead jammer.
Grave Danger trying to make some holes for her jammer. Artemich shifts, sneaking around the inside, and she's out on her initial pass.
L gets through on the inside pretty easily, no problems. Starts to call off the jam.
Looks
Now
a little
she calls
confused
off the
whether or
jam.
not to call it or not.
She might be trying to tire out that jammer from Saint Lunachix. She's trying to make her skate that extra track length.
Wind down that clock a little bit. Next up is Chokehold Chanel up against WCR.
And both teams have full packs out on the track.
Oh, Choke fights her way through for lead jam, and she is out. WCR is still
Jewel goes
stuck in the
down.
pack.
Jewel also pushing her way. She is out. Choke looking to score a few points before she has to call it.
Shira Powers goes to the box.
And she calls it before Jewel can score any points. Saint Lunachix do pick up 4 points, though, on that jam.
Chipping away at that lead, but Sick and Win picked up a couple points, too. Next up, we've got Molecular Mayhem up against Dr. Joseph L. Simonis. Shira Powers still in the box, so St. Lunachix start down a blocker.
Oh, takes that inside, has no problems getting through to pick up lead jammer.
Molecular Mayhem hit to the outside, gets recycled back.
Joe comes through for another pass, and she makes it on that inside again.
Molecular Mayhem, her jam blockers come back to help her out, and she is out. Got about half a track behind Simonis.
Simonis trying to score another 4 points before having to call it. Coming through, jukes around that last blocker and calls it. Picking up 4 points for Windy City.
St. Lunachix back to full strength. We'll have 4 blockers on the track for this jam. Looks like Sleazy E up against Mo Vengeance.
Number 3, Sleazy E, stepping up to the line again, going against Mo Vengeance, number 22.
Mo's got some help from Take You Down, Legal Tenderizer, Iceberg, and Carmageddon on this one. Mo struggling against that 3-wall of St. Lunachix.
Sleazy E catching some trouble from League Tunderizer. And now from Take You Down, she's fighting her way through.
Mo getting recycled a bit. Ooh. And Mo picks up lead after a brutal hit from St. Lunachix. Party Rocker.
Sleazy E still fighting her way through. They gotta let her go. She's out on her initial pass.
Mo gets hit to the inside,
Oh.
but she can come in because Party Rocker is going to the box. Mo gets hit out again.
Sleazy E up against a 4-wall of Windy City. Ginger Assassin trying to make some holes for her.
Mo coming around again. Coming right through the middle. No problems coming through and calling it.
3 points for St. Louis on that pass.
Both jammers kind of fighting for that line for their team on this next
St.
jam.
Lunachix make a run for it, but Windy City ends up taking the back line for this one. We've got Artemich up against Bloody L jamming. Down.
Punk Rotten also getting sent to the box. Both teams down a blocker.
Artemich gets hit. She's got to crawl her way through the inside to come back into the back of the pack.
Poppy trying to hold their jammer, and she gets out.
Mischief out on her scoring pass now.
L calls it off. Picks up 3 points on that pass.
Looks like it's going to be Chokehold Chanel up against Jewel Be Sorry for this jam. Grave Danger standing in the box.
The score as it stands is Second Wind 184 to Saint Lunachix 82. Jewel Be Sorry taking the line for Second Wind.
Out on the track is Ginger Saxon, Nikki Trix, and Morgan LaFatal.
Jewel juking around that last blocker.
Ginger Tresson tries to hold her, but she can't.
Jewel coming around for her second pass.
Chokehold Chanel sneaks away on the inside line, and she's out for her scoring pass. She's about a half track behind the pack, and Jewel Be Sorry calls it.
Picking up another 4 points for Second Wind.
Arch Rivals back to full strength. We've got 4 blockers on the track. We've got Molecular Mayhem jamming against Dr. Joseph L. Simonis. Hope everyone out there in Internet Land is doing well tonight. We're sneak her way around the inside. She can't quite do it. Gets recycled to the back.
Simonis picks up lead. She snuck on that inside once again.
And Mayhem is almost out, and then Windy City sneaks in front to hold her. She's got 2 more to beat.
Phoebe giving her a bit of problems.
Oh, and Samosa being getting a hard time as well. She's stuck behind a 4-wall of Arch Rival. Bush is bridging, but it's not enough. Simonis gets out for 5 more points.
Simonis coming around again to pick up a few more.
Mayhem still putting up a good fight, trying to get through. Mayhem gets into the inside.
Jammer.
Mayhem gets recycled to the back. Called. St. Louis rushing to take that back line. Looks like we've got Chokehold Chanel up against Mo Vengeance. Both teams at full strength. Current score, Windy City 205 to Arch Rivals 82. 11.5 minutes left in this second half. So this is apparently the first sanctioned bout for both of these teams this season.
Choke takes the lead. Mo still struggling to get out. Has to pass one more blocker, and she does it.
Oh, she takes a little trouble from Morgan LaFatal, but she eventually gets out. Choke sneaks through for 5 points before she calls it. 4. As we get close to the end of this game, there's more and more jostling for that back line every jam.
Bloody L taking the jam line for Second Wind.
She'll be up against Mischief of Saint Lunachix. Both teams putting up a good fight tonight.
L hops around that final blocker, picks up lead jammer.
Mischief jukes her way around. Oh, takes a hit from Punk Rotten, but she holds her own, and she is out, about a half track behind the pack.
L stuck behind a 2-wall, a bit of a fumble there. L goes down and calls it.
Chokehold Chanel back jamming for Saint Lunachix up against Jewel Be Sorry.
Both teams with an empty penalty box right now.
Yeah, both teams seem to have gotten control of their penalties after that timeout.
We
Everybody
know how
playing a lot
quickly that
cleaner.
can change, though.
Absolutely. As we get closer to this bout, that might change.
Yes. And it looks like somebody's going to the box already. And it's Jewel, the jammer, for a second win.
Oh, back block on Jewel B. Sorry. Lead jammer, Saint Lunachix. Chokehold Chanel's going to try to pick up some points here.
And Phoebe also going to the box for a multiplayer block.
Party Rocker tries to make some holes, but Choke gets hit to the inside. She's got to come back around.
Second win, down a jammer and a blocker.
Choke makes her way out for 5 points, coming back around. Vendetta Vango trying to make some holes, and she sneaks her way around the outside, jukes around Lugal Tenderizer. She's out for 5 more points.
Nice moves by Chokehold Chanel on that. And both Jewel and Phoebe are out of the box.
St. Louis sees her coming, though. Holding her back.
Jewel gets drugged back to the pivot line.
Choco Chanel stuck in the front, gets hit to the outside. She gets gonna recycled all the way to the back of the pack.
Jewel also getting recycled to the back after taking out one of her own blockers.
Looking a little winded. She takes her time coming back into the pack, but she gets 5 more points. Choco Chanel coming around once again.
Jewel struggling against a 3-wall of Saint Lunachix.
Oh.
Gets hit out.
Yep.
To avoid the cut, she has to go all the way to the back of the pack.
And Choco Chanel calls it. Choco Chanel doing a good job of shortening that gap during that last jam. Current score 209, second win versus 101 Saint Lunachix. 7.5 minutes left in this game. Molecular Mayhem's on the line up against Joseph L. Simonis of Windy City.
Simonis breaks out of the pack. Simonis tries to secure that line for second win, but Lunachix will take the back line.
So that's out of Mischief up against Mo Vengeance, jamming. St. Louis didn't realize they had one in the box, had to pull one off of the track. So they'll be down a blocker this jam.
Mo takes outside, cuts in, has one more blocker to pass before she gets called lead jammer. Struggling, and she is lead.
But Art of Mischief is right on her heels.
Mo comes up, yelling for her team to get to the front so she can score at least a couple points.
And
Looks like she picked up 2.
Before St. Lunachix can score any. St. Lunachix back to full strength. We've got Molecular Mayhem jamming up against Bloody L. Little jostling for position between the two jammers before this jam starts.
Both seem to be starting towards the inside of the track. L gets called on a back block right off the bat. She will go to the penalty box for 30 seconds.
Power jam St. Lunachix. Oh, Mayhem does a nice little creepy octopus on the inside line, and she's out for lead jammer.
Now she'll have to face that 4-wall. She has a little help from one of her blockers trying to screen.
That's Grave Danger playing a little O for her. Oh, 2 more to beat, 1 more to beat. Pushing past Iceberg, and 5 points St. Lunachix.
But L is back in. Jumping that apex like she always does.
And Mayhem calls it. 4 minutes left in this game. Just a few more jams. Both these teams on the jam line.
To Saint Lunachix 113. About a 100-point difference in this bout with about 3 minutes left.
Chokehold Chanel jamming for Saint Lunachix up against Dr. Joseph L. Simonis of Second Wind.
Both teams with their full packs on the line.
Grave Danger hanging back, trying to play some O for her jammer.
Simonis takes lead.
Choke hit to the inside.
But coming up to play some O for her, which proves to work as she gets through the pack yet again. Second Wind coming up to do some damage to the Saint Lunachix blockers. Simonis goes through on the inside for a grand slam.
Chokehold Chanel standing in the box, got a few seconds left.
Simonis will come through.
Chanel's back on the track.
Try and score some more points before calling it. She gets through.
Chokehold hit to the inside, got to come to the back of the pack.
Simonis getting through the pack again. One more blocker, and she does it.
Chokehold recycled to the back once again. Looks like a blocking.
Her going to the box as well. Both teams down to 3 blockers. And Choke is going to the box again. This will give Simonis a chance to score a few more points, widen that point gap a little bit. She checks the clock and calls it.
32 seconds left in this game. Looks like we will get one final jam. Chanel is sitting in the box, so she'll be finishing this out for Saint Lunachix.
For Second Wind blockers, we have Poppy Spock, Legal Tenderizer, and Iceberg. Phoebe is in the box.
St. Louis doing a good job of holding Mo Vengeance. They recycle all the way to the back. That is She-Ra Powers giving her a hard time.
Legal Tenderizer takes out that problem. Mo still pushing, and she picks up lead.
Chokehold Chanel back on the track.
Mo Vengeance takes that outside, cuts in, and gets through the pack.
Chokehold Chanel out on her initial pass. About a quarter track behind.
Mo gonna come through, score a few points, and call it off.
And that is the end of this game, ladies and gentlemen.
Looks like Windy City picked up 2 points on that last bit of that jam. Unofficial final right now is Second Wind 251 to St. Louis, Saint Lunachix 113.
Excellent game by both of these teams. Stay tuned. Coming up, we've got our second bout of the evening. This Windy City Rollers All-Stars up against the Arch rival All-Stars. I've been Mobile Chernobyl.
And I am T-Rex. Thank you so much for listening.